Has Blake Lively finally waved the white flag of surrender, and is she going to back out of this lawsuit? What does her latest filings today mean? I'm going to break it down. There's a bunch of things going on here. I don't think it's everything that it appears to be. She has withdrawn her emotional distress claims, but there's way more to it. So I'm going to break that down. Welcome back, guys. It's Selena. Today I'm going to break down what happened today on the Blake Lively lawsuit. There's 4 key things that I want to talk about today, and one of them being, like, one, why did she do it? What is her motivation? Why Justin Baldoni's team is not going to accept this? And 3, what are the financial repercussions of this? And 4, what else is in this lawsuit that is still going on and that has nothing to do with the emotion? Even if she takes that out, there's other claims that she has that has nothing to do with that. So guys, let's break this down. So the first thing is, like, why did she do this? For one of the reasons that she did this is that Justin Baldoni's team has asked her for her medical records. And so with distress claims, they're allowed to go after her medical records and her any kind of psychological evaluations or anything she had during this time, because they want to prove that, is it just this is what's causing your emotional distress, or is there other things going on in your world? So they've been asking for her medical records. And of course, if the medical records come out, then it's going to be part of the lawsuit and it will become public knowledge. So that's one of the things that she did not want to disclose, which is understandable. But I also think that she had no emotional distress. I think it's a bunch of bullshit myself, but those are her claims. Second, like, why does Baldoni's team not accept this? Well, there's a few things here. One is that they're demanding, as per Baldoni's lawyer, he's saying, if Ms. Lively wants to withdraw her frivolous emotional distress claims, the Wayfarer parties are entitled to a dismissal with prejudice to ensure they will not be refiled. So essentially, they want to make sure that if she drops the claim, that she can't refile them at a later date. And that's why they're kind of calling bullshit on this, because they're saying, yeah, you're dismissing this, but you're dismissing it without prejudice, which means you can come back and bring it back part of the lawsuit at any time. So that's very interesting. So part of I was listening to another lawyer talk about it, and because she's dropped this, that's where a lot of the money that she's going after is her emotional distress claims. So when she drops that, when she files the lawsuit, I think that really limits how much money she can go after. And so remember, he's coming after her for $400,000 or $400 million, which I think he's completely entitled to. I think she completely fucked up that guy's whole career, like losing his agency, everything that she's done, his reputation, everything that she's done to that poor guy. He deserves, in my opinion, every penny of it. So I hope that he gets what he deserves. And it's not like she needs the money and she's to go after them for money for emotional distress. And obviously she's dropping these claims. So I don't think she deserves a dime. I think she should be paying for all his legal bills as well. And I'm sure Brian Friedman is not cheap. So I think that she should. Hopefully this will be over soon. But unfortunately, this little white flag that she's surrendering to really doesn't have that much repercussions on the lawsuit, because there are 4 other claims that she's going after. And so the remaining legal claims are this. She has sexual harassment claims. These are separate from emotional distress and form a core part of her original complaint. So she's saying sexual harassment in the workplace. Defamation and reputation destruction claims, her allegations that Baldoni's team orchestrated a campaign to damage her reputation. Again, that is all bullshit. And I think what's come out is that a lot of the stuff that was against her when she started doing her promotional tour for that movie, she sounded like an asshole. And people were like, wow, you sound like an asshole. This is movies about domestic violence, and you're talking about coming out with your florals. And the way that she was talking to people was just so disrespectful. And I think that's what people picked up on, and other people picked up on that and from her past, and people just started throwing that shit out there. And it had absolutely nothing to do with Justin Baldoni. That was 100% organic. And I think that's been proven over and over and over again. I don't think there's any question there that that was 100% organic pushback. And the other thing that she is claiming is workplace misconduct claims, any violations of labor laws or professional standards during It Ends With Us production. So these are the strategic options that she has. She's refiling strategy. If she withdraws without prejudice, which Baldoni's team is trying to prevent, she could potentially refile the emotional distress claims later under different circumstances or with stronger evidence. So that is one of the reasons that Justin Baldoni's lawyer is not going to accept this, because they obviously know that she can come back and refile them. But what I don't understand is that Brian Friedman seems to be like the sharpest tool in this drawer. So to kind of throw that one over him, like he's not going to pick up on that, she can come back and later file these claims. Of course, he was not going to accept this, 100% not. So that was interesting. They can focus on stronger claims by dropping the emotional distress component. She can concentrate resources on claims that don't require medical record disclosure, potentially making her case more streamlined and harder to defend against. Yeah. I just think that she has no defense whatsoever. Avoid discovery vulnerabilities. The withdrawal protects her from having to turn over private medical records, which could have been used against her or become public through court filings. As we mentioned, that was one of the reasons that she did this. Of course, she doesn't want any more of this to become public that it already has. And the countersuit defense, she still needs to defend against Baldoni's $400 million countersuit, which alleges she and Ryan Reynolds damaged his reputation and career. 100% she did that. 100%. I hope to God she's guilty of that. 100%. I think that it will be like I feel like the elections and everything has divided the country. I think that if she goes down for this and Justin Baldoni gets his 400 million, I think this is going to be like a win for it's going to be united. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a conservative. I think everybody on both sides are all on Justin Baldoni's side. I think there's maybe a 10% that are on Blake Lively's side, and they're probably liberal. So anyways, I think this is going to be a win for bringing the country together. That's for sure. If Blake Lively has to pay Justin Baldoni $400 million, I think everybody's going to be happy. Plus, it will eliminate a lot of this bullshit that goes on with this whole Me Too movement and these fake claims against men for no reason. It's not that it's not warranted. It is when it's real. And when you have these fake claims, it just deters from when it actually really happens to somebody. And that's what I'm against. When the real people that are going through abuse, it just lessens their claims when people make false claims. That's my only issue. I'm not against making these claims, but they have to be really genuine claims. So the tactical considerations here, this move suggests her legal team may believe the other claims are strong enough to succeed without emotional distress component, or that the cost of medical record disclosure outweighed the potential benefits of keeping these claims active. So again, this trial is still not going to go through till March 2026. I did not comment about the whole Taylor Swift thing, but I say like balls to the wall for her dad, man, to come out and snitch on not snitch, like to come out and say stand up for his freaking daughter. I'm against snitching, but I'm all for standing up for your kid. And the fact that he stood up for his daughter against Blake Lively, and it just shows how despicable that she is. And I am so happy that he stood up for Taylor Swift. I'm so happy this all came out, and now she's dropped from the lawsuit. She's released from this all, which I think that she should be. And Blake Lively's hopefully going to go down on her own. And I also think that if any ounce of this was true, that Taylor Swift would have been 100% by her friend's side. Her friend would not have to. If your friend's going through any kind of abuse, they don't have to blackmail you to stand by their side. They don't have to blackmail you to make a comment in public, standing behind you. Like this shows 100% how guilty she is. So anyways, guys, that's my thought on this. I think that, like I said, I hope Blake Lively gets what's coming to her. I don't think this is a surrender. I think this is, I'm not going to show you my medical records. I don't want to expose more of myself than I already have. And it shows to me that she just has more to hide. And she's not willing to put it all out on the table. Like she's claiming like she's doing this for women and things like that. But if you're really doing this for women, and you're really trying to make a stance, and that's your underlying goal of all this, I would throw it all out there. If I was really, something really happened to me, I'd be like, show them my medical records, show them the distress that I went through. This is what happens when you go through this shit. And I would not have anything to hide, especially if I was doing it to back other women. 100%. I would put my shame out there to support women 1,000 million percent. If this actually really happened. But the fact that she's claiming that she's all for women, she's there supporting women and all the bullshit that she's spewing, if that's true, then show us the medical records or put them out there. Support yourself. Prove it. And she hasn't proved anything. So anyways, guys, that's it. I think it's in a way, I think this is a win for Justin Baldoni. I think that it's showing some sort of surrender, but obviously Brian Friedman, he's no dummy. He's going to make sure if these claims are dismissed, it's going to be without prejudice. Or so she cannot come back and refile this. So I don't even know why they did it in the first place, because of course he's going to come back with that. So hopefully they agree to that and this claim is dismissed in its entirety. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. Really interested. Yeah, wish she would just, when I saw that I saw this thing come by and it said she's dismissing something. I thought she was going to dismiss the whole lawsuit. And I think finally, she's finally doing the right thing, finally, but she's not at all. Anyway, so please like, subscribe, share, and leave me your comments, and I'll talk to you guys soon.